everyone. Welcome to today's IAUG webinar, Workplace and Spaces Made Simple, presented by Anna DiFilippo from McMaster University, a member of IAUG's Member Education Advocacy Committee and an IAUG chapter leader. Before we begin, I have 3 quick housekeeping items to go over. The first, today's webinar will be recorded and available for you on demand. Second, a Q&A session will follow today's presentation. All questions will need to be entered in the question window near the bottom of your GoToWebinar screen. Third, there will be a short evaluation that pops up as you exit the webinar. Please take a minute and let us know what you thought of today's session and what you might like to see going forward. And with that, let's get started. I'll turn it over to you, Anna.
Well, thank you, Miriam, very much for that wonderful welcome and greeting, and I really appreciate it. And welcome everybody who's attending. I'm very surprised that you guys all want to come and listen to me. I don't really have very much important things to talk about today. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me on this webinar. And I hope from this session, you'll be able to take a little bit of information back with you that you can use in your daily work life. So like Miriam said, my name is Anna DiFilippo, and I work at McMaster University, and I work with the Voice and Data Infrastructure team. So it's very awesome to see in all the years that I've worked in telecom how voice communications has changed, and it keeps changing and gets more exciting every day. Also, I am also the VP of the IUG Toronto chapter, co-president of the Ottawa chapter, and co-chair council of the UC Council. So let's get into the presentation and let's begin. I hope everybody can see my screen. So workplace and spaces made simple. So today's key word of the presentation is simple. So if not sure if anybody watches The Office, but I do, and my mentor is Dwight Schrute, and he offers some great advice, which is KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. That is some great advice. It hurts my feelings every time. So before I get into it, I just wanted to read this from Avaya, the fact sheet. It says, Avaya embeds communications directly into applications, browsers, and devices your employees use every day to create a single, powerful gateway for calling, messaging, meetings, and team collaboration. We free people from their desktop and give them a more natural and efficient way to connect, communicate, and share when, where, and how they want. So my presentation today is about the way a customer would utilize these applications in their daily work life. When we purchase things, especially technology, sometimes we do not realize its full potential. You just use the basics. So I'm going to share some features and options that you as a customer can use every day to make your communications and connections easier to manage tasks and really be able to connect with others. It will help you as a customer know what you pay for and what it can do for your staff, organization, and work life made simple. So how about we start with Avaya Workplace? What is Avaya Workplace? Well, it's a powerful communications and collaboration system that can work in conjunction with your Avaya desk phone or enable you to work without compromise from anywhere. And it brings all the functionality of a desk phone onto your computer, mobile, tablet device, and it allows employees to stay connected no matter where they're working. The application mimics a desk phone by presenting a phone interface. And the features provided includes key telephony features that are supported by Avaya Aura, voice and video conferencing, instant messaging, presence, corporate directory access, even Windows desktop integration, and remote worker support via Avaya Aura Session Border Controller for Enterprise. So let's begin using the Avaya Workplace. So first, you download the application. After downloading the application, you will need to log in. Here at McMaster University, we are extension-based. We provide a 5-digit extension and phone password. Many organizations use an email. That's when you have LDAP integration. So when you are assigned into your workplace, you are presented with a dashboard. And here's what the dashboard looks like. But what does the dashboard entail? Let's go through it together. First, you get the top of mind. And this is how you would like your dashboard set up. You can choose what you like to have displayed. You can drag and drop to change the order. Then you have favorites. And of course, it's used to favorite your contacts, which is useful for ones that you most connect with regularly. And contacts. This is just a quick summary. I'm going to chat a little bit more about this on the next slide, but this is where you can create a virtual phone book. History. Well, it's a display of numbers dialed, missed, outgoing, and incoming. And you know what? Sometimes their history gets so much with so many calls, you can even delete them. So you have a lot of flexibility there as well. And calendar. It links to your Outlook, Google, and I'm going to chat a little bit more about that on my next slide as well. And then you have your messaging and your chat. So if you have a Spaces account or use Cloud Office, you can chat with others who use Spaces. You can even do direct messaging when you are in a Spaces meeting. So let's talk a little bit more about some of the features. First, you see the profile icon, presence. So when you can have a picture on this, you can, if you have workplace and spaces, the same picture, of course, will come up because the two sync together. So when you click on the icon, this is your presence and call management. This is where you can change your presence, forward your calls, and you can program a lot of different options like EC500 or DND and so forth. Then, of course, you have your dial pad. This is where you dial, extension, local, long distance, and you also have a conference call. You can also have a conference call by adding others to the call. You can transfer the callers, put them on hold. You can even add callers to a video call as well. Then you have your voicemail. This is where you click the voicemail icon. It directs you right into your voicemail box. If you have a message, the icon would have a red badge. This would mean that you have a message waiting. Feature Manager. This is your virtual add-on module. So this displays multiple lines on your profile, bridged appearances, busy indicator, do not disturb, and etc. Then you have the audio video tab. And this is where you manage all your audio, like your headsets and video, and all your sound when you're doing this. And you can also do this in your settings as well. And the last one on the dashboard is workplace meetings. So there you can join into your, if you have Avaya or a conference, or if you use Spaces, and this is where it takes you to your Spaces account. Okay. Now I'm going to chat a little bit more about contacts. So with the contacts, you can add the name and phone numbers and emails, organization, and this is your virtual phone book. So in the search field, when you have someone in your phone, in your contacts, you can type in the name of the user and it will pop up. When you have a contact in your phone book, when you hover over it, you can see the options that you have. So you can have an audio and video call. You can send chat messages if the user does use Spaces. There is a feature also too called Notify Me when availability changes. I find this feature helpful, especially if you have contacts you deal with often and you can see when their status changes so you can decide to reach out to the user when available. On the Contacts tab, you can also choose which contacts you like displayed as well. So you have some options there. You can have all your contacts. That means it pulls some information from your Outlook. If you just want to show just your workplace contacts that you created in Workplace, and there's also a local folder as well. So I might be dating myself here, but we have the days of the Rolodex. So I remember the episode of The Office when they were talking about the Rolodex, and it reminds me of when Michael Scott is making a sale using his Rolodex, and he color codes his information. So green, it meant to go ahead and shut up about it. Orange, it meant that orange, you glad you didn't say anything. So that is something that he used to use for notes about his contacts. So Avaya Workplace does have a notes section as well. When you open the contact and click edit, you can add some notes. If you are having a conversation, it comes in handy if you want to remember something about the call or the caller. There is also Active Directory. Currently at McMaster, we do not have that feature, but I have seen other users that done demonstrations and they have this, and it's simple and easy to access to their phone directory. Now back to calendar and meetings, which is another great feature. To configure the calendars that you want to display, you select the calendars to show and then select the calendar or calendars that you would like to see from your Office 365. When you sign into your workplace, it shows your meetings and events for the day on your dashboard. So when you hover over your meetings, you have a one-touch join meeting button. When you click the spaceship, or that means you're going to a Spaces meeting, or if you have a meeting with another platform, such as maybe Teams or Zoom, it will connect you to that meeting instantly. Some little extra features too I'd like to bring up. You have your search engine. This is where you can search for users in your phone book. So if your organization does have Active Directory, you can search for anyone in your organization. And also too, if you created your own phone book, like I said in the other slide. And then you have audio video. This is where you can adjust the microphones and headsets, notifications and ring sound tones, camera adjustments also too if you are in a video call. The settings have much options in there. So this is where you can go in and take a look at a lot of different other features that you can set up in the settings cog. There's a remember password. This way you don't have to always sign into your workplace and have to remember your password. And there's an auto start login. This is an option I tell the users to always have on. You never have to remember to turn on your workplace. So when you log into your device, it starts right up for you. Dialing rules. Many places have certain ways to dial out, PIN numbers, etc. And this way you can let Workplace do the work for you. So if you put in the dialing rules, it'll make dialing even easier if especially you have like a combination of the ways that you need to dial out. Then you have your item. I just updated the workplace and notice that in the taskbar, you will see your present status, and if you have a message, it will actually show a notification as well. Last but not least, tutorial. If you ever need some help, there is a tutorial on Workplace. You can always refer to this and it brings you to the Avaya Learning Center. Short videos to help you with using the application. So the next two slides are just some new features that have come out for Workplace 3.33 and 3.34. I'm not going to get into it too much because I haven't really touched a lot of these things, but I will keep the slide open. And I will mention one that we are testing currently right now, which is the One Touch Record. This is a feature that has been requested from some of our staff members. And this is something that we're just testing out to see if it works. So stay tuned for some more information on that. But as you can see, these are some of the new features for 3.33 and 3.34. Okay. Now my next subject is Avaya Spaces. I'm not too sure if many are familiar with using Spaces or if they've been in a meeting, but I'm gonna share a little bit of information when it comes to Spaces. So in a nutshell, Avaya Spaces is a cloud-based team collaboration and meeting application that brings your team together. It is simple and effective at managing tasks, tracking communications, rich chat and messaging, file sharing, task management, video, and audio conferencing. So the question of the day, what do I use Spaces for? So for me, I use Spaces for all my meetings, either on my desktop and my mobile. I also use it to add agendas, notes, and perhaps small projects. I use it to track my work-related items and various meetings that I hold or attend. I have done a few presentations on the Wired conference, and some have watched my presentations or just had conversations with me. At McMaster, I do provide tutorials for using telecommunication tools to the campus community. I assist users on the desk phone and soft phone, and I meet them in Spaces. This way, the user has the Avaya Spaces experience. Hashtag experiences matter. So we know, all of us know that there's so many collaboration tools out there. So what does Spaces have to offer? I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. So one, virtual background, waiting room, meeting scheduler, whiteboard. There is AI immersive rooms, such as AI immersive rooms optimized because this feature simulates various meeting environments. So you can be in a coffee shop, a classroom, office, an auditorium, and there is an Avaya branded room as well. There is lecture mode. And when you're using the lecture layout along with the mute all feature, It allows you to provide a lecture experience. And if you're on release 10 and over, you do have the option for Avaya Spaces calling, and there is background blur. Avaya Spaces integrates with Enterprise SSO, Google, Office 365, Salesforce. It does have Google, Microsoft Outlook, Office 365 calendar integration, Slack, Teams, Zoom AI integration, and much more. So how about now we get a little spacey? Ooh, there we go. So when you sign into your Spaces account, you will be presented a dashboard. You have your Spaces rooms, direct messaging, and right in the middle is your upcoming meetings that you can sync with Google and Office 365. You have a display for recent history of meetings and then a section with tasks and posts. There is a preference settings and an add-ons. Add-ons is where you can download the Spaces meeting invite to your meeting invite scheduler. Preferences is also where you can change your user preferences such as your name, pictures, notifications, the theme on how you want to enter the meetings, calls, and calendar. When you click on the icon at the top right, you also have the Help Center. This is where you can watch videos on how to use Spaces as a user and as an admin. So now we're going to talk about setting up a space. So I'm going to show you right now, and it's pretty simple. So top left hand, there is a plus sign. This is where you can create a new space, or you can even begin a direct message to someone. Then you give your space a name and invite others to the space. You can include others as a guest, member, and admin. The email that gets sent is not an invitation to a meeting. It is an invitation to that space. Member and admin privileges provide certain rights to the space, such as recordings, being able to record, reviewing past meeting notes and chats, and any documentation that was shared. So that's basically it. Your meeting space is created. You can leave it as is, or you can customize your space. So you can edit the space now. So each space provides call-in details. You can copy and share this with your participants. You can set video and meeting options such as passwords, AI noise removal. You can add posts and tasks. And then your space is now located on the left-hand side to access it anytime. You can edit and customize the space whenever you like, and you can even delete the space if you're not even no longer using it. So take a look at this, and you look at that, and you just spun up a space. There are many features with spaces, so I'll try to get it all in as much as I can. So custom collaboration spaces. You can customize each space. You can put passwords, captioning, muting, and you can even change the video layout. You have file and screen sharing. Screen sharing with Spaces is, I think, probably one of my favorite features. I've used other collaboration tools, and I find screen sharing not difficult, but just very distracting. And I just find Spaces simpler when it comes to sharing. You also have messaging, recording for video and audio calls with a 2-year default retention period, meeting and conferencing for up to 1,000 participants, which is fully interactive HD video, voice, and collaboration. You do see concert view. There's a concert view to see up to 61 colleagues at once, meeting moderation and control, task management and project assignment, Avaya enterprise telephony integrations, artificial intelligence and noise removal, again, background blur, and it's a simpler user interface, and it does come in 26 languages. So there's no download. You just click and you enjoy using Spaces. And you can use Spaces on your mobile. Security is always the buzzword. So it has over 30 significant security features, randomized alphanumeric meeting IDs with strong passwords, unique private rooms where only authenticated members can enter, even when a meeting link and password is shared without permission. So nowadays, I think we all have that video burnout from a lot of our meetings, and this is why some users request audio conferencing only. At McMaster University, we removed our audio conferencing bridge, which was Nortel, and replaced it with Spaces. And we had to find a way to just provide audio only. And Spaces has this. Again, it is so simple. You create a space, you edit the space, then you go to video options, and there's audio only. So what I've done is I created different spaces for each department that requests audio only. I create the space and then choose the audio only and provide all the login credentials, so then then the user can provide it to their participants. I do offer them to be able to log in if they choose to record and check their calls if they wish. The feedback they provided was very positive. Easy dial-in, clear crystal sound, and a simple way to connect with others. As I mentioned about screen sharing, here's just a preview on how it looks like when we want to screen share. It gives you options. Share screen, and you can just share your Chrome tab, window, or entire screen. Share video clip. And I remember one time I was just going crazy because I was trying to figure out how to share something with sound. And you have the option. So when you choose the option, you have a share tab audio, which is right there on the bottom. And I had like a duh moment, but you can share your audio right there. And whiteboard. You can have a whiteboard meeting. You can save the whiteboard and share it with your other participants. So you do have options when it comes to screen sharing. Recording is very simple on Spaces. On the bottom of the dashboard, under More Options, there is a recording button. The system will notify participants when recording has begun and ended. To share a recording, you go to the meeting room, hover over recording, click. You have the option to download the meeting, and then you can send it to who you like. If users are members of that space, they can always go back and listen to the recording and see any comments or anything posted to that space as well. Just a side note, I've often used the record feature on Spaces. This is very useful in sharing with others or going back to a meeting in case you've missed something. There might be users in the medical field or administrative people that record minutes. This can be a useful resource. And I'm going to I use Spaces to record tutorials, and it helps users use our features. And I find that when people can't come to a live demonstration or live tutorial, I will record it and then send it over to them so they can watch later. And if they have any questions, they can always reach out. And then you have a participant list. This was a new feature, and it was actually requested from IUG, and it was delivered. So when you're in a meeting, it can be difficult to see who has joined or look back on everyone that was in attendance. This way now it is at your fingertips. It helps with statistics, meeting attendance, and etc. I mentioned briefly about the add-ons. The one that I use is the meeting scheduler. Simple to install, and it makes booking meetings with Spaces much easier. So just let me show you. So you click on add-ons from the dashboard, choose Avaya Spaces meeting scheduler, and then on my Outlook, I will go to my calendar, choose the date to create a new meeting. On the right-hand side, I choose the space, or I can create a new space right there. For this presentation, I created a new space specifically for this meeting. When I click Add to Calendar, the scheduler drops the information to the meeting invite, and even the call-in numbers drop in the invite if users choose to dial in only. You click Send, and done. Simple. Many are used to the raise hand feature in some collaboration tools for video meetings. Spaces does have this option. The owner or admin of the space needs to enable prevent unmuting in the space settings. This replaces the unmute button with a raise hand button for all participants. To mute all participants while in the meeting, under the People tab, there is a Mute All button. A message will be played to all participants. Users, however, can unmute themselves. If you do not want users to unmute themselves, you need to adjust this in your meeting space setting. If you choose the Prevent Muting when participants want to speak, the bottom of the dashboard will not have a mute option, it will have a raise hand. As you can see in my screenshot, I put myself as banana, and there's their little hand feature right there. It will notify the owner or administrator, and then they can allow the user to speak, and the hand feature becomes a microphone. Okay, so we have some new Spaces features. The one feature I'd like to bring up is edit chat. When sending a chat message, perhaps, sometimes we misspell something or phrase something incorrectly, and you click send too fast. Well, now you can go back to the chat and edit it. So when you hover over the message, it would allow you to edit or remove. Another new feature, which I actually really like, and I've used it many times now, is the multitasking window. So you're able now to minimize and click and drag your window anywhere on your desktop. So this is a great help if maybe during a meeting, and we all do it, we multitask during meetings. So you still have the view there, and you can still do what you need to do on your desktop. Then there's live meeting captions. The space owner has the option to turn this on. This way, each user can enable captions. The screen will be on top and captions are shown on the bottom. Then there's 1080p video, so it went from 720 to 1080. Users, however, though, they can choose their own video speeds as well, and then you can find that in the video option settings and Spaces. Metrics. This can provide metrics and reports for usage and subscribers. This is available for admins only that own the Space account. Just a quick update. It's a sad one, actually, that Avaya no longer supports the desktop client. If you do have it installed, it still does work. However, it's not being supported anymore. So please make sure to connect with Spaces through the web browser. And if you do use Workplace, you can connect from the Workplace dashboard. So before I end this, I want to let you know that if you are interested in trying Spaces and you don't have an account, reach out to your Avaya contact to request a Spaces trial. If you don't know who your contact is, you can always reach out to me or anyone at IUG, and they can let you know on who your rep is to get you a free trial. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I have some links here that they could be useful and helpful links. I even added something here from McMaster University, how we use our telecommunication services and how we market them to our community. We have the IUG home page and a lot of the Avaya learning tools as well. So I just wanted to say thank you very much to IUG again, and for letting me present this webinar. And remember, everybody, thank you for coming, and keep it simple, and experiences matter. So if anyone has any questions, always feel free to contact me anytime. And I'm going to now give the mic to Miriam.
Thank you, Anna. We do have a few questions popping up here, so I can read them out to you and see if we can get some of these answered.
Sure.
All right, so we have a question about video backgrounds. Are there other video backgrounds besides Blur? Are you still required to have a power use license to use video backgrounds?
So video background currently right now is just Blur. I did speak with some of the someone from Avaya who is now handling more of the Spaces, and I asked if different backgrounds are going to be happening, and I think they are working on getting that. So I'll find out some more updated information about that. So I have a new contact there. And what was the other question, Miriam?
And then we have a question about Workplace. Can Workplace deliver the call to a phone number instead of my computer?
So can Workplace, can you read that one more time? Sorry.
Of course. Can Workplace deliver the call to a phone number instead of my computer?
So if you're asking if Workplace can call to an actual mobile number and like on a different device, or are you, I'm really not too sure about that question. So if you have Workplace, you can install Workplace on different devices. So if you don't want to have it on your computer and you want to use it maybe on a tablet, or if you want to use it on your mobile device, yes, you can do that and it'll ring on wherever you are logged into. Does that, I hope that helps.
All right, and then we just had one come in about the mobile app. Is the mobile app still viable? What more features, or will more features come to the mobile app?
Is the mobile app viable? Yes, I actually use the mobile app daily. I have it on mine. A lot of our staff and faculty use the mobile app on Android and Mac. So are there going to be new features? The two slides that I sent, there are the new features currently up to release 3.34. And anything that you're using when it comes to the workplace on your whatever device you're using, those features should also work on the mobile app as well. I hope I answered that correctly.
And then we did get a follow-up regarding the phone and computer workplace dialing, and it says, can I have it act similar to 1x communicator where the call can ring on another device instead of the computer where the app resides?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
So
And
you
then
can
can
select,
we,
sorry,
go
Mario.
ahead.
You can
No, go
select,
ahead.
so for example, 1x Communicator is is an older version. I know some people might still be using that. So Workplace is more of the updated version. So like anywhere you want to, for that extension or phone to ring, it just depending on where you're logging into. So for example, myself, I have my devices up to 3 devices. So I have it on my desktop, I have it on my mobile, and I have it on I actually still have the desk phone. So anywhere that I'm logged into and I want it to ring there, that's where I would log in to the device and it will ring. I hope that helps.
Okay, and somebody would like to know if they can use Workspace in telecommuter mode.
Workplace or
Workplace.
workspace?
Workplace. Workspace is what the spelling is.
Oh, so workspace. That I'm not too sure of. I can find out. I think workspace is more like contact center, if I'm not correct. Um, if you like to give me your information, I can reach out to you and find out about that in telecommuter mode. Okay. Oh, did you mess up? I think that was Cam.
Yeah, there's
Hi,
a
Cam.
follow-up.
So Cam, what was the question again? So are you asking me?
Says they
Work.
meant workplace. So if they can use workplace in
Work.
telecommuter mode.
So I guess I'm a little confused when you say telecommuter mode. So again, it workplace can be used on any device. So for example, like if I'm off campus, like currently right now, and I need to use workplace. So I have the actual application on my mobile. So it mimics my desk phone, it mimics anywhere. So anywhere that I'm signed into, it will ring, it will work. It's like when I'm on my mobile client, I'm not using my actual mobile phone, I'm using the Avaya workplace to make all my calls, answer all my calls. I can sign it if I have spaces. On the dashboard, you click it, I can go into my spaces. So anywhere that you log in to Avaya workplace, you can use it. Hope that answers your question.
And I think we can close out with everyone. Yeah, that we got it. Sounds good. So we're
Yeah.
good.
And also
We
too,
have a
it just
question.
I just
Go
wanted
ahead.
to bring one more thing up, Miriam. Another thing too is there's a lot of users who use EC500, which is extension to cellular. So we're trying to kind of stay away from that. We like people to use the extensions at McMaster University, but there is the option that you can actually forward your desk phone and it will ring to your cell. So you also do have that option. So the only thing is that you need to have your desk phone or the Avaya Workplace application to enable and disable that feature. So if you're already going to do that, I actually just let everybody know that just have the Avaya Workplace, sign in with your extension and password, and you can use it anywhere at any time. I think I
Thank
hope
you.
I answered that. Oh, you're welcome. No problem.
We have a question about the one-touch recordings. Where do the one-touch recordings reside, on a server or the local PC?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'm still working on this with my technician on campus. So let me find out about that. If you want to leave your name, I can find out about that for you.
We'll
Like I
follow
said,
up.
it's so new to me, so I'll find out about that.
I'm sure we didn't miss any. Oh, yes. Okay. When will Avaya add the following buttons to SIP? Off, board alarm, major alarm.
I'm not. Boy, I have no idea. I'll have. If Miriam, you can send all this all to me and give me the
Yes,
names, and maybe I'll find
I'm
out for you. That would be great.
I'm noting this down.
Thank you so much. Sorry, everybody, if I don't know all the answers, but don't worry, I will find out for you. I promise. I do like boxes of chocolates though when I do find out the answers, so I just want to let everybody know that.
Very wonderful. Okay, so thank you so much, Anna, for taking the time to speak to us today and for answering all those questions, and for delivering that wonderful presentation. For everybody else, thank you for logging on, and for your engagement. Please be sure to check out this recording in our on-demand library at iaug.org under the Events and Education tab. And please be sure to check out our upcoming webinars happening this fall. From all of us at IAUG, thank you and have a great rest of your day.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.